Bart, how was your experience with it?
It's great. It was easy. Kids entertained. I like this.
Now, were the kids any different than if you would have put them in another type of cart?
Oh, they were still nutty. Probably made things easier.
Okay, and so I see that you got quite a few groceries today. Was that something that helped aid you in your shopping today?
Yeah, made it easier.
So is it something you might use again?
Yes.
What did you think about it?
I like it. I mean, it's even though it's long, it's really like movable. It's not chunky.
So you found it, even though it's big, you found it easy to maneuver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like you're only just picking up a few things today.
Yeah.
So is there a reason why did she want to, try out the cart?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just a little bit big for the cars.
The little baby
yeah,
ones are,
yeah,
she's too big.
Okay, and would you use it again, especially if you're going to do a bigger shop?
Yeah, because I have other kids too, and they fight over seats. So.
Tamara, you prefer these carts over the smaller ones?
Yes, I like that I can get an actual grocery load full of stuff and not have to get just a tiny bit.
Right.
And I like that my kids can fit in it when they're bigger.
Yes.
And I can still have a little extra body in here as well, so I can get.
So cart capacity is a really big deal for a mom. Okay, so with two
Huge.
children, exactly.
Honestly, they're twins, and I am on a group of multiple mom groups, and
Yes.
we honestly all look for these.
Really?
And we will tell each other, this one has more carts, and we're constantly always telling each other which stores have the better cart.
Really? No way. That's funny.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, and you said before you would definitely choose to come to stores that have this type of cart over the smaller.
Because it's way easier to get your kids in and out versus when you don't have these. I'm like, I'm not going to that store
Right.
as much because I can't get my kids in and out.
Right. And grocery shopping becomes a problem.
Then we're chasing them all over the store, not actually shopping.
Right. Lintus, I noticed you used the larger cart this
Yes.
morning. Any particular reason?
My daughter loves to do this,
She loves this design.
and it makes her feel like a big kid. I
Right.
think.
Sitting in the bigger ones.
She gets the bigger ones.
Now, you also needed the capacity. I can see you've done a big
For
shop
the-
today.
A little bit.
So a smaller cart wouldn't have worked for you.
That little, no. Like
No.
those little ones, no, I don't think so.
Right.
Especially with her.
Right. So would something like this work better for you?
It does a lot because, like, it's hard when you have three and you have one walking beside you and you have the two in the cart and you got to keep an eye on the one plus the two.
Yes.
Once you pass two, it's like a juggling act.
It's very difficult. Now, you have one of your children, your oldest is a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
So it's easier to have, you can have the 6-year-old in this type of car,
And her.
and then he can be sitting in the cart. So you're
Yeah.
covered with all three.
Yeah.
Do you find the smaller version of the cart limits what you can shop?
Somewhat, yes, because they're smaller.
Yes.
And me
Basket
and my husband,
capacity.
every time we go to it, they're really, really little.
Right.
And you can't fit a whole lot in there.
Yes.
You
So I know exactly what you mean.
And that's why when we go to other places that have these, we always get them.
How did you like it?
It was great. I mean, very convenient. I usually have one kid who takes up the majority of the space in the big part of the cart, so it was really convenient to have them both up here and have the whole cart free for groceries.
And was your experience different than whenever, would one of your children normally walk or?
Sometimes, yes. If it gets a little too crowded, then we ask them to walk, and then they start being really naughty. And honestly, almost every time we come here, they're really bad, but today they were like really good.
So you found it easier to
a
shop.
lot easier.
So your experience, your shopping experience was better with a piece of equipment like this?
Much better. I usually have to bring my husband, and we're both like wrangling them at once. So
that's a
lot
challenge.
better. Yeah.
And then in terms of capacity, I noticed that your basket is really full.
Mm-hmm.
Would you normally be able to buy that many groceries?
No, not without having this today.
Right.
No.
So you were able to buy more,
Yeah.
better experience.
Yeah, definitely. It was great. Yeah, much easier
Awesome.
today, I would say. And it was like successful without my husband, which usually wouldn't happen.
Why did you choose the Shop-Along today versus the other cars?
There wasn't one.
Okay. Uh-huh.
But he will not sit in a typical cart. He likes to be facing forward in the 5-point harness. That's the only way that he'll actually stay in the cart.
Gotcha. Okay. And then how was your experience today using this cart as compared to maybe some of the other carts that you've used in the past?
Well, actually, I had thought of using one of these if I found one, but the baskets are smaller, and so it's a little bit harder to get some of my bigger items in. So this one worked fine. This one worked well. It's easy. I can put my softer stuff up here.
Great.
And my heavier stuff down there.
Great.
And he stays in.
And that was the most important thing, was that he stays in
Yes.
today. Okay, great. Can you just repeat to me what you were just
Sure.
talking about?
We've tried the Caroline's carts before, and I love the idea, and I think it's a great, wonderful idea. He's just a little bit too small for those. The straps don't fit him. The cart's just too big in general for him. So this is actually the best option for him, especially with the 5-point harness and forward facing.
I saw a customer come in. She was pushing a stroller and holding a baby, and she looked like she needed some help. So we stopped her and asked her if she would be willing to try out our new carts. So she went outside and put the stroller up. She put the 2 kids in the cart, they were very happy to do that. And then now they're on their way and they're happily shopping. There's a lot of families in this neighborhood that have multiple children. So I think the red carts, what are those? The car carts?
Race
the
cars,
race
yeah.
cars. There's not enough room. I noticed that there's not enough room in there to put their bags and their purse and all their kids. But this has the whole cart. You have 2 spots for children and an infant. So you have a lot more room, and you also have room in the back part of it where you can put sodas, waters, milks, a lot more merchandise, and a lot more personal items of children you can fit in the new cart.
And do you think that she's going to have a better, or she was happier
Oh, yes.
because of the cart?
Yes, and the children
had a
were much
choice.
happier too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So your first take in this initial experience with Shop-Along?
So I think we're going to need more carts. Personally, I think we're going to need more carts because in this area it's basically all families. So I think we're going to use a lot more. We're going to need a lot more carts.
And what do you think about Safe Dock? Like, have you ever had to balance the child seat up on top of the cart?
Yes, and actually it got stuck one time, and after that I put it in the big part so I didn't have to get it stuck.
And when you put it in the big part,
There's no room to put groceries.
yeah, right.
And purse.
Right. And so you were telling me earlier, like you were trying to frequent stores that had
Yes.
the Safe Dock.
Yes, it's very nice.
What kind of challenges do you have when you're trying to shop with an infant and a toddler?
Just no room and having to pile the groceries on top of the car seat.
Right.
And then you can't get everything you want. You have to come back multiple times.
Right. So this time you tried the Shop-Along, which actually has room for 2 toddlers, and we have it equipped with the Safe Dock so your infant can sit up there. And so how was your experience today from other times?
Very well. It was very easy. She could look at her brother and entertain him, so that was awesome. And I fit everything I needed and didn't have to not get anything. So
Great. And so was it any change in their behavior, anything?
Yeah, she did better. I think
better.
she did better.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it looks like you got quite a few groceries. So it just allowed you to shop for everything you needed today.
it did.
Okay.
It
And
was
would,
great.
would you use it again?
Definitely.
It's the first time in this store that you've used
Correct.
the car seat carrier, the Safe Dock. What did you think?
Loved it. Every time. As long as they're here, I'll be using them.
Do you find it hard to go shopping with a car seat and a young child and then get all your groceries, all your shopping done? Is it a challenge?
Absolutely. It feels almost impossible. You either have to wear them or just know that you're not going to be able to get all the groceries you want to get.
So would something like this be an advantage? If a store had this, would you choose this store over, say, another store?
Huge advantage.
Huge advantage.
Huge advantage.
Excellent.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, I went to Target, and then I needed to come here the next day, and I was like, gosh, I want to go to, but it sucks having to shop with 2 kids and only 1 seat. So either I have to carry a 1-year-old or the 2-year-old's got to walk and hold my hand while I'm shopping and making sure she's not reaching around in here and touching all the stuff. And the next day I came and here they were, and I was like, thank God I'm by myself and I don't have to struggle to go grocery shopping.
Kyle, you said something like this is important to you. You would drive to a store.
Well, we're in Longmont. We actually used to live out here. We moved to Longmont, and our store next to us doesn't have them.
Right.
So, you put the kids right here, and one stand up in the thing. You got overflowing groceries. They're squishing stuff, grabbing them, throwing them out on the damn floor. So
it's worth it. You
nice
would drive
to have.
to a
You can
store.
buckle them up both right there, and then fill your cart up because 4 people. You got to get a lot of groceries.
So it's so worth it to you. You guys would drive a distance to this store rather than the closer one just to use this
It
piece
was
of
what,
equipment.
15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Just to make it out here, just so they can sit, and they have fun with it too. I mean, it's not just for us. They like sitting up there and be able to see. So
They're half the time they're in the store, he's got his arm around her, giving her kisses, they're snuggling, having a
And they're happy.
blast.
Let me ask you this. Do you think you bought more today than you normally would? If you just had a regular shopping cart and one of the children in the cart and the other one walking, and do you think you bought more today than you normally would?
You can say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have more space.
Yeah, and
Sure.
they're not sitting here pulling all the stuff out. That's getting up to the top. As soon as stuff gets to about this level, he's got his arm back, reaching around.
He's throwing out
pulling all the
cans
stuff.
and all kinds of stuff.
Anything he thinks that looks yummy, he's got his hands on it as soon as
Right
it's
on.
in the car.
Tell us about accessibility from your point of view.
It's nice here that they have kind of like their own little section where like the little car seat ones used to go. I feel like they're kind of usually just scattered around and you have to go try to find one, but I feel like you guys have enough here that they're usually right up front and ready to go.
Yeah, so when you walk into a store with 2 kids, you're not going to unbury something that's buried. Like retailers need to keep them.
Pull out 8 carts with 2 toddlers and try to find.
Been numerous
the right
times where
one.
she sat there and she goes, "I'll just carry him, or I'll carry her," because we have one cart he can just sit in. So.
Because they put it buried somewhere. And
Right. It's nice when they have their, like in here, they have their own lane right in the front where they're just ready to go.
So it's really important for us to make sure that the training is done, front-end staff return them to a place that's really accessible to young moms, young families.
It's something so simple, but like I said, we drive out here for it. I mean,
it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Well, and for littler babies too. I mean, this only has this is like a 5-point harness, so it goes over the arms and it's adjustable. So it, like her, when she sits in here, if she wants to lean over, she's reaching anywhere she wants. This, I can tighten her in, and she's upright and secure. And especially with her when she was like 7, 8 months old, it's she's not going to sit in there securely and upright like that. But this one's perfect.
Give us just some stories, if you have them, about your experience with the carts.
So what I've noticed is, since we got the safe docks and the shop-alongs, a lot more families are shopping with us. I've actually seen customers use them with adult children and adults in the actual shop-alongs. I've also seen them using the shop-alongs with the safe docks so that they can have their infant child in with a toddler. It's really created a safe experience, a much better experience. It also allows our customers to shop the items that they want, because sometimes it's hard to fit all those things into a small cart without the shop-along items and the safe dock items. So it's really been a benefit for us. It's been something that we appreciate, our customers appreciate. I've talked to them, asked them what they think, and they're excited that we have those and they want to shop here.
Great. Give us some tips for success to other store managers.
So our lead is really sharing and communicating standards with our associates so that we can provide an experience for our customers. They always know where to get them. So we have them set up in our cart corral. They're in the same spot for the shop-alongs, and our safe dock carts also are in the same spot. We have a poster where the safe dock carts go, and it helps reinforce that every day with our associates so they're accessible and there's room to get in, get out, and get shopping, so that it's not a burden for the customer when they come in the store to try to find them.
Okay, so you have used the race car model before, and then you saw the new Shop-Along version that was here today. Which one do you prefer?
I prefer the new version.
Okay. Any particular reason?
I have a 3.5-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Okay.
And so when I'm coming shopping, I have both of them in tow.
Yes.
I like being able to put both of them in the buggy, so I don't have to tote the 1-year-old on my back.
Right.
So it was nice being able to put both of them in the seat while not compromising on the amount of space I have for all the groceries.
Okay, so basket capacity was a big deal.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, having the full cart was an advantage.
Yes.
All right, and you also said something when you first arrived. Beth was the first person to take one of the carts as I was bringing them out of the store, into the store. You said that having something like this would have an impact on where you would choose to go shopping.
Yes, I would absolutely go out of my way to come here, so that way I do not have to compromise on the size of my shopping cart.
Right.
But I can still put both my children in there and be able to accomplish what I came for.
You said you just collecting it from the parking lot. You said you saw it when you walked in. Your daughter went right to it.
Yes, so she saw it right away and said, I want to ride in the blue one, so I said, okay.
Okay, excellent. And you made a comment also, do you sometimes have issues with the basket capacity?
Well, yes, some of the other ride-on carts that the kids like to ride in, the basket isn't as big, so you can't, if you're doing a big shop, you can't get as much stuff you know, as you normally would. But this one, you know, was a full-size cart, so
You had more room.
yeah, more room to do shopping in.
Do you mind if I ask how old is your daughter?
She's 4.
She's 4, so she's right. The other one should be aging out of the other size anyway, but this one she's still okay size-wise with
yeah,
this.
and I think even my older son, who's 6, could probably ride in it too, because he's kind of bummed that he can't ride in the other ones anymore.
Right.